Hey guys, it's me, Lawrence Prezman, the Prez. Great show today. I got the Tiger King of sports handicapping with us, Tony Finn. Excited to have you, Tony. And yes, that is your new nickname. Have you watched the show?
I have. I watched the show, Lawrence, and I watched it it was one night. It was random. My wife turned it on, and I went out to the patio and sat down. And about 30 minutes in, I said, this can't be real. This cannot be real. And then about to the second episode, I said, shit, they can't make this stuff up. It was stupid good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Tony, in all seriousness, and Johnny and I have spoken about this in great detail. We really do think you are the Tiger King of sports handicapping.
Well, that's very kind of you.
And let me explain. Like you are the best at what you do. And guys listening, let me tell you, in all seriousness, there's no better handicapper on the planet than Tony Finn. He's been with us since day one at WagerTalk.com and leads the way. Nobody has made more profit than Tony Finn since the day he joined us. And you're also one of the weirdest cats I've ever met in my life. You have a story for everything. Your life has got so much color. I think Joe Exotic would be jealous.
Well, I think my life has had plenty of color. I've had enough color for a while. I'm starting to. We talked a little bit before we went on air, and I'm going to need a vacation from this pseudo vacation we're having. You know. I'm not stressed like you. I listen to you guys. I have a lot of admiration. You guys still have to grind. I've actually taken a couple weeks and done some things that I was asked to do a couple years ago.
Tony Finn with us. You're watching Meet the Experts. Guys, make sure to check out Drew Martin and Rob Vino. They did a 1 p.m. show today. It's up on WagerTalk TV, our YouTube channel. And it's college football. They talk about Boston College, Colorado, and Colorado State. Who is the Carol Baskin? You, Ski. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Brian Laguina, Ski. Musalium. I haven't seen you on, my friend. There's a horrible echo. Oy, oy, oy. Let me see if I can fix that. Oh, I don't know what to do.
We worked on this a while back once, and I changed. I got away from headphones, earpieces, mics, all that stuff to prevent any feedback. So for me, I apologize.
It is you, and I don't know how to fix it in the middle of the show. I mean, we could start the show over again, I guess.
Any suggestions to me? I do have the new, like I said, I bought a new pair of plugs that didn't have that in the mic on it. Just because that's what Joe had told me what he thought it was. So.
Hold on.
Sure.
Guys, I just did something. Can you all hear me out there? Is Tony Finn echoing? Tony, we'll do a test right with everybody here. Give me a 10 count.
10 count. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11.
Okay, well, let's hope this worked. Can you guys all hear me, please? Give me a yes if you can. Okay, you know what, guys? We're going to start the show again. I got to get these mics right. We're only like 4 minutes in. We'll be right back. Bear with us, please.
My bad.
Hey, guys. We're back. Tony Finn with us. Meet the Experts. We had a little bit of a hiccup. My apologies. I think we've got the mics fixed. Tony, give me a 10 count and let's hear what everybody seems to think.
10 count. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11.
I think we're all good, brother. So let's get into the show. Tony Finn, Meet the Experts. Everybody make sure to check out Drew Martin. He did a show at 1 p.m. today with Rob Vino. He took apart 3 college football teams, Boston College, Colorado, and Colorado State. So check that out. Also tomorrow, we have Ace, Gianni, Minty, and Kelly with Straight from the Strip. So take a listen to that. Tony, what have you been doing during this COVID situation?
Nothing that would probably be interesting for this show, but I redid the landscaping on the house. I have yesterday I spent 3 or 4 days reorganizing the garage, trying to put a kind of a second studio in there, or at least contemplating it. I have worked. I have tried to keep busy the whole time, and I've kept busy about 16, 18 hours a day. That's why I mentioned earlier that I thought I might need a vacation after this so-called pseudo vacation that we're having here. I would prefer just to go back to the routine that we usually do, Lawrence.
Well, and let's talk about that routine. Before we get into that, I just want to welcome and thank everybody for joining us. Johnny H. Pack, I haven't seen your name on in a while. Thank you so much for showing up. Same with you, Mausoleum. I don't see your name regularly. I cannot appreciate you taking the time to join us any more than I do. Patient Picker, Ski, Kane, Laguina, thank you guys all so much. As far as this Chris at WagerTalk guy goes, I mean, dude, every single day you give me the same, I've been waiting all week for this show bullshit. Stop crying, Wolf. I don't even know whether to believe you anymore. I'm going to do the same thing tomorrow. We're going to have Minty, Ace, and Kelly, and he's going to plop in and be like, I've been waiting all week for this show. Anyway, Tony,
Okay.
before we get into all of this, I just want to make one quick statement to everybody.
Okay.
Me and my girls watched the Batman trilogy, the Nolan Bale Batman trilogy. We watched number 1 on Saturday night, number 2 on Sunday night, number 3 on Monday night. I have a thing for superhero movies. I've seen every single one since the Christopher Reeve Superman. Those 3 movies are a masterpiece. If you guys have not seen them, I've just given you 8 hours of COVID relief. If you have seen them, see them again. Those movies are unbelievable. Brian, are we going to see sports this year? Well, 2020 just begun. So the answer to that question is yes. So, Tony, you've been doing some landscaping at your house.
Yes.
Do you have all your kids with you?
I unfortunately no. I have a daughter who's teaching college in Chicago, and she's down. She's editing for the school newspaper. That's her job, and I have another daughter who is in the hospitality business, and she's actually doing food. She's running their one of their stores that's food to go. So no, they're the 2 daughters who I miss dearly, who I love. Oh wow! And you mentioned it. I'm hoping to see him soon.
But your boy is with you.
Yes, he is. He's here and doing what he does best, and that's computer gaming, I think.
Well, we're actually looking for a computer gaming expert, Tony. We want to do a show. There's a lot of betting being done on computer gaming. We don't have an expert in the midst. So if your son is capable of giving us advice on who's going to win, between Kevin Durant and Stephen Curry or whatever, we need it. We need the content, my brother. Superman just said, take time for you to take a shot of mezcal. Superman, he's been shooting mezcal for 3 weeks.
Yeah, I just finished the bottle off before the show, so I have to. That's my next task at hand, is to go to or call. We'll have here in Vegas. We'll have Lee's. Lee, here's your free pitch. Lee's deliver.
Tony, let's get right into it. Right off the bat, look, everybody, and Tony, you know this. You are the number 1 profitable handicapper at WagerTalk.com over the last 6 years. Every year you're winning. I don't think there's a better handicapper across all sports than you on the planet. There certainly is not a better NFL handicapper than you, Johnny. Put your numbers up yesterday, 61% over the last 6 years, utterly ludicrous. I've had Brian Leonard on, I've had Ralph on, I've had Dave Koken on, et cetera, and a lot of these guys, Teddy, they all talk with each other. They share information. You don't, Tony. You handicap in isolation. You don't take anybody else's opinion. You do everything yourself. It shows. Your record's ridiculous. Can you isolate maybe 1 or 2, 3 of the reasons why you are so good at what you do, even without getting any assistance from any of the other experts at both Wager Talk and Sports Memo?
To give a few their due, I do speak with you. I do speak with the person I do speak with, or the people I do speak with the most are over the last 15, 20 years. I have a pretty good relationship with a large number of team. Uh, Essentially, they're the beat writers for the teams, and I ask a few questions, and I don't ask complicated questions. There's typically personnel questions, and that's probably, if I was gonna pinpoint one, Lawrence, it would be the fact that I my power rankings weigh heavily in all my decisions. However, I'm a trip capper. And I've said this many times. Marco, anybody who's a horse player would know I'm a trip capper, and that means, did the horse get out of the starting gate? Did he get bumped? There's certain things that don't show up in a box score that when I watch my film, I make notes, and those things make a big difference, at least in my world. And I'm not going to change anything, obviously, until what I do is broke.
Yeah, and I want to talk to you about each sport kind of individually a little bit. Guys, I can attest to the fact that Tony knows all these beat writers because I call you often to talk to you about NFL, and I'm like, what's going on in Kansas City? What's going on in Seattle? And you're like, give me 20 minutes. You hang up, you get on the phone, you call a beat writer in that city, you come back, you literally telling me what they're doing in practices.
Right.
Does that, your NFL stands above every other sport you do. Baseball would be next. I'm guessing with college football, you can't have connections in 120 million places. Same with college basketball. So is that really why your NFL is so good?
I think so. I think that's, if I'm going to give my meager and uneducated opinion, yes. The answer is yes.
Tony, Thomas asks, and Thomas, by the way, thank you for joining us. Do you bet your own games?
Too much. No. Yes, I do. I do. Absolutely. Every single game. And let's just I bet more than the games that I put out. A lot of that's in-game live, though. I will say right now.
And you do actually host some in-game live shows. You're very knowledgeable with in-game live betting. Do you have any advice to people in regards to that? Because it really is a different can of worms. I've been very successful with my in-game betting. Why don't you talk to us about that? Because you are on the air doing in-game betting shows, so clearly you are an expert in this field.
Two things in-game live. First, for those who are interested in doing such, make sure you have a fast computer. Make sure you have plenty of screens where you can. I do again, let's go back to the trip handicapping, Lawrence, and that is, I believe, and that's maybe call me arrogant or egotistical, but I believe I can watch a game, and I believe 10 minutes into a basketball game, there are certain things that happen that you can feel that maybe don't come up in a box score or don't show up in the score, and you feel something's coming or you feel something's not coming, and in-game live, NBA is my favorite in-game live simply because of the volatility of totals, and that what I do almost every night when we had NBA was I do my best to get a 10-point middle in NBA totals, and it's almost clockwork. I get at least one every night at some point in time, and if I can get 3 or 4 of those, they're typically and a lot of times not just hitting the middle. A lot of times I'm just betting half back. There's a lot of in-game live is just so much damn fun. For me,
yeah, I know it's a blast, and it's a lot of fun for your wife too, because not only does she need to, not only does she not have you during the day, but now she doesn't have you during the night. And on behalf of her, thank you. Sean Bird, welcome, my brother Jeff. Thanks for showing up. Sean asks, where can we view the in-game betting live show? Yeah, you can't. There's no sports going on, but Sean, stay with us, and we'll let you know when sports comes back. But we also are going to be dabbling in some in-game live betting shows this coming fall, which Tony will be involved in.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah,
about that.
We got to do it football, though, Tony. It's really hard with the other sports. It just moves too quickly. The lines change. By the time you tell somebody to bet Golden State, the scores change 3 times.
Very, very accurate. That is the that rings so true. It's probably whatever you do today, that will be the most accurate statement you make. It is almost impossible to give advice in a basketball game because the movement's quick. Yeah.
Tony, what's the number one thing you take into account when betting NFL? You hit 70% this year. You're 61 lifetime. It's like if you breathe an NFL piece of advice, we better all listen, write it down, take notes, think about it. You are, without question, the greatest NFL bettor on the planet. So give us some advice.
This, other than what
I hate
mentioned
modesty,
to you.
Tony. Let me explain modesty. Modesty is when a person is either a liar or delusional. Imagine telling Brad Pitt that Brad, you're so handsome. No, I'm not, Prez. I'm not handsome. I'm just a regular guy. Yeah, shut the hell up. I don't want any humility on this show. Why are you the best NFL handicapper on the planet?
I mentioned the connections. The beat writers are the guys who have.
What are you looking at? What is the key? What is the core?
The key is there are certain variables in a game. Offensive lines, defensive lines, and how teams perform against certain schemes, even 3-4, 4-3, cover twos, cover fours, cover sixes, and those things that are almost impossible to put in a write-up or explain on this show in a matter of minutes. Those are things that I've worked on for 20 years. And when I see an edge, and you won't find it on ESPN, you won't find it anywhere, at least my opinion and my edges and my charts, that's when I jump.
Yeah, and Tony Kane asks a really great question. I'll answer it first. He asks, President Tony, are there any teams or pitchers that you refuse to bet because they have screwed you over too many times? The answer for me is yes. I quit on the Atlanta Falcons week 3 of this past year. If you don't have a feeling on a team, stay away. I kept betting Atlanta. They kept letting me down. I just quit on them. Tony, what about you?
No. Here I have a very short one of the most successful. At least one of the things that I do has made me successful. What success I've had, and that is I have a very short memory. As soon as you let a team that has disappointed you carry over the next day, it's going to screw you up. It's going to screw up every single thing you do for the rest of the season. A new day, a new chalkboard. Forget about yesterday. Forget about it.
Mid-Major Matt, welcome, brother. Nice to see you on. He is so good on air. He's such a great handicapper as well. You can find him at sportsmemo.com. Tony, baseball's your second best sport. I do a show every day with Dave Koken, who's incredible. Brian Leonard is on that show. He's as good as it gets. But nobody talks about baseball the way you do. When I call you to talk baseball, and I'm like, yo, Tony, Cole Hamels on the mound versus Kershaw, is this game going over or under? And your answer is, let me see who the umpire is. That's pretty much all you talk about, the umpire. Do you want to explain?
Well, I'll explain this, and that is there are plenty of handicappers who do include umpire numbers and personalities and matchups. I have software, understand right now, I have software that will go back to Nolan Ryan, to Nolan Ryan, Tom Seaver, as far as who the umpire was and how that pitcher has performed with that umpire. If you don't think umpires make a difference in baseball, you're not paying attention. You haven't paid attention because they set the strike zone. And that strike zone is pretty damn important in my handicapping scheme.
Would you say that is the number one thing you're looking at? Is it weather? Is it pitching? How are you so good in baseball?
Well, I look for because I'm pretty selective. First off, I mean, you'll find that I have on average, I think 1.5. I think my average is about 1.5 or 1.7 games per day during the summer, which is, listen, a lot of guys just bet one. But if you're under 2, that's, first off, the less you play, the more winners you're going to have. Obviously, those things make you successful. But there are certain things, and that is there are pitchers that have underperformed. That their numbers, their velocity, their strikes to walk
Tony,
rate.
Hold on
it's all sabermetrics. Sabermetrics
Tony,
to me, that's the bottom line.
I got to cut you off.
Okay.
Tony. Tony, are you there? and we have a little bit of an issue. I will fix this issue for us all. Tony, I decided to bring Ski in because you and him have got incredible chemistry. Ski, welcome to the show, bro.
What up, Prez?
How are you,
How
my
you doing?
friend?
I'm doing good. I was enjoying you guys' conversation. I didn't notice me and Tony are like a lot opposite.
What does that mean?
Like, I don't know, just things that he says, like how you say he's the Tiger King on Carol Baskin, and then after that, I don't know, you said a couple things that I just looked at things a different way.
I have lost Tony. Everybody this is the first time I've ever brought someone into a show. Hold on, Ski. I will bring Tony in. So Ski, what have you been doing? What have you been doing during this time period? Oh, I think I figured out how I messed that whole thing up. Hold on. Tony, you with us? Oh, well, the first time I've ever done this in my life. There he is. Tony, I brought Ski into the show, but I have to add you, so bear with me, my friend.
What up, Tony?
What are you doing, Ski?
I'm chilling right now. Just been playing poker, waiting on some sports to come back.
Yeah. You're part of the community now, right?
Yeah, finally.
Yeah, Tony, I decided to bring Ski in, and welcome to the show. Guys, let me know if there's a sound issue. I've never brought anybody into a show in the middle of a show in my life. It did not work, but we're back, and it's working now. And Tony, I had to bring Ski in because I'll tell you guys, man, like, Ski is your Carol Baskin. You are his Joe Exotic. Except there is a lot of love between the two of you. Guys, Tony and Ski are on the NBA show every day during NBA season, which is now, but it's COVID time. They have the best chemistry. It's unbelievable to watch you guys just rag on each other. So I thought I would bring Ski into the show. Why the hell not? I didn't even tell you.
You didn't tell me, and respect is probably in my life. Respect is more important than love. I think my wife tells me she loves me, but I don't think she respects me most of the time. So I respect Ski, and so yeah, I have some fun with him. We make our little wagers and we argue. And our listen, none of that's choreographed. It is honest to goodness. Here's my opinion. You're wrong, and vice versa.
Yeah. So,
And I wish we could get.
So, Ski, you are old enough to be Tony's grandchild. And that's more disrespectful to Tony. Tony,
I like it.
Tony, you see Ski's little mustache there? He's got this little pencil thin thing going on above his lip.
I got a nephew like that too. He's from California. Those California kids, they don't get it.
It's getting bad over here. I had to go get my own clippers and stuff so I can start hooking myself up.
Yeah, Ski, I got to tell you, man, you kicked Tony's ass in NBA. We just spoke to Tony about how good he is in baseball and NFL and why. While you're on the show, let's ask you, what makes you so good in the NBA?
That's just what I follow the most since I was young. Like I've been playing basketball, watching basketball.
Tony, is that the line of the day or what? Since he was young, what was that? 4 minutes ago?
A savant, the damn savant.
Yeah, no. So go ahead. So you've been following basketball since you were young, but is there? Tony really loves umpires in baseball. He has a lot of connections with beat writers in NFL. Is there anything you isolate in basketball?
Well, one thing I wanted to say about that, Tony, probably you look at referees probably for over and unders in NBA, then, right?
Yes, I do. I don't listen. I don't grasp it as well as I do umpires. So I wrote a book on umpires 15 years ago on strike zones before they had the K zones, before they had the computers. But I just don't get the NBA quite. I just don't feel like I have. I can put my arms around it as well as I can MLB.
Well, I look at everything just how's everybody playing recently. Like I don't look at season long. I don't really keep in mind like how teams have been playing the whole season. It's just how you've been looking the last 5 games, the past week or week and a half. And the things I look at are offense, defense, rebounding. You'd be surprised how important rebounding is. And
Yeah.
I look at those referees too when I'm looking at a total. And Ralph, he introduced that SDQL to me. I put that into my bag as well, so that's been helping me out too. I know
Worshiping
Tony
idols.
loves the SDQL.
Worshiping idols. You're worshiping idols with that damn stuff.
Hey, I had a pretty
Tony,
good record.
Listen, to Ski's credit, man. Like he is a young guy. He just started handicapping recently. I mean, he's been handicapping forever, but he's just started selling plays recently. And kudos to you, Ski. You're being mentored by some of the best. I mean, Ralph helping you with that database stuff. Tony, you and Tony and your communication.
Just fade me.
Ski, there's a rumor going around. I think Drew Martin actually told me. You have a picture of Tony in your house with some darts.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. I love it. Yeah. Drew was getting it in too. He's good on the dartboard. I don't know if he told you that. He was hitting the bullseyes right here on Tony.
So right in the nose, huh?
Tony, you can come over and play as well.
Now I know. I've been kind of sore last few days, and I thought maybe it was just the yard work, but I get it now. Voodoo.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. Ski's big into voodoo. Ski, we're going to keep you on the show. We're going to keep you on the show if you've got nothing else to do, and we're going to just talk to both of you guys. Please feel free to rag on Tony. He has been nicknamed the Tiger King of sports handicapping by myself. So Ski,
Tony Exotic.
Yeah, Tony Exotic. That's what it is. Yes. And Tony, you have a Prince Albert, right?
In a can. Okay. I let him out so he could breathe. Go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, let's not get into that. Guys, I'm going to ask you each. Tony, how the hell did you get into this industry? I mean, you and I go back longer than anybody on the site. You've been working with me for 12 years or so, give or take. I want to know how you got into this industry, and then we'll ask the same with Ski. And Ski, jump in any time if you want to take the piss out of Tony.
Well, I've been involved with sports, either playing, following, watching for a long time. But I got involved. I started with fantasy back before fantasy was cool. Before ESPN had fantasy, we were building fantasy sites. In fact, I met Lawrence because at one of my fantasy sites I was building, and he was selling some white label, or at least selling me on some white label work, and we hooked up, and the rest is history.
Worst day of my life, Ski. Brother, how did you get into this game? I mean, when we found you, you were rolling on Twitter. You had a ton of followers, all very loyal to you. How did you start out? I mean, I think you were a mailman, right?
I was a clerk. I worked on the inside.
Okay. So
hey Lawrence, you know that guy the guy that's underneath the cart in Men in Black? Ski.
Yeah, I don't know that guy.
You don't?
At all. So
Alien.
Ski, so you were inside the mail office, and then what happened? How did you end up getting to WagerTalk?
Just networking, man. I've been betting for forever, underground and stuff, but I started to follow a couple people who taught me some things. The great Peter Loshak, one of those guys who taught me a lot of information. I went to a conference out here in Vegas, probably like a year and a half ago. Networked with some people. I saw Kelly there, and just continued to network. And the main thing that I think helped my brand, or that people enjoy about me, is that regardless whatever I did, I was transparent, I'm honest, and I just put it out there. So that's all I did, and happily you guys noticed. So I'm glad to be here working with you guys.
Tony, I called Ski last night on the phone, and I was like, dude, it's COVID time. Do you know Pink Floyd? He's like, not really. I'm like, you need to smoke a massive Bob Marley piece of ganja, put on those headphones, turn the lights off, lie on your back, and listen to The Dark Side of the Moon. Ski, did you do it?
I didn't get to it. When you called me, I was already hella drunk, and I couldn't remember what you even, what the name of the people were.
I'm going to interrupt. Guess what's happened during this period? A neighbor of mine who I I've been here almost 5 years. Never talked to him. And he came over. I was in front of the house in the garage, and he walks in. It didn't knock. He walks in. Says, neighbor, I haven't met you. I have a gift for you. And I said, stay 6 feet effing away from me, okay? I don't know who you are. But then I could see it was a pre-roll. I said, well, you can come closer. Come on, hand that to me.
Yeah, come closer now.
And on the pre-roll, it said medical. And then I looked at the percent, and it was a 6-hour effing coma. And I said, I'm not sure this is any fun, but I'm sure know when I want to just disappear. I know. Nice to meet you, neighbor. And he went away.
You better come over for my couch.
Oh, oh my God. Well, you have a lot higher tolerance than an old man like me, but man, good stuff. That's my story.
Okay, I think this show is generated into a real Tiger King. Guys, I'm going to ask you the same question. Tony, what is the biggest win you've ever had in sports betting versus what you put in? So odds-wise, plus 800 or so, whatever it is.
I had really quickly. It was a dog race, and there was a dog track there outside in Kansas City, and I had just met my now 25 years married wife, and she was working, and I'd just been laid off by the engineering firm that I worked for at that time, back in 93, I think 93, 94. And every Thursday night I would go to the dog tracks and play what they call a twin try, 11th and 13th race, 10th and 12th race, depends on the track. And I invested $26 to try to get 3 exchanges for the next trifecta. What you have to do is pick 2 straight trifectas, exact order. I got 3 exchanges. I had a key dog first and second. I put 3 dogs third. I had 3 exchanges, and I turned $26 into $20,000. That's probably the biggest jump from investment.
Ski, before you answer that question, Johnny Detroit just wrote that he took too much of an edible the other day, and he had a PB&J sandwich, chicken pot pie, and Doritos plus more. For all of you guys out there, just to let you know, if you're smoking the ganja and you eat, it does kill your buzz. I highly suggest Werther's. It gives you that sweet flavor. You get to suck on it, and it doesn't affect your buzz. So that's my advice for the day. Let's move on. Ski, what's the biggest wager you've ever won?
Oh, man, so much information right there. And I'll just say I hate edibles, though, by the way. Don't bring those near me. My biggest wager I ever won, or my most memorable one, but when I was early, like in the game before, like I really started knowing what I was doing, I would bet hella parlays. And I remember I bet one 18 parlay. I put I think $150 on it, and it was between it was on 5 dimes. It was a long time ago, but I won like probably $4,000 or $5,000, and at that time I was a college kid having no money, so that was a big win for me.
So again, yesterday.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Where'd you go to college, Ski?
Mount San Antonio College. Not a lot of places have my major. My major is aviation science.
Wow. Okay.
Flyboy.
I mean, my dad is a pilot, so that's why.
Tony, I know for a fact that you are a Kansas Jayhawk fanatic. As a fan, your wife is out of control.
That's true. I'm a fan of my favorite team is the team I have money on. But you're right about my wife. Yeah.
Ski, you any team that you love more than anybody else, like that supersedes your bets?
I'm not gonna lie to you. Tony knows who it is.
Yeah. It's the Lakers.
Yeah, everybody. You see my damn shirt I have on? It's the Lakers. I love the Lakers
so how
more than
often
anybody.
You bet against them, Ski?
You know, if I don't want to bet, if I think they're gonna lose, I'd rather just like not bet at all.
Look, I'm exactly the same way with the Maple Leafs, dude. Like, and I do puck time every day, and I literally say the Leafs are going to lose tonight. The other team is like plus 180. I'm like, the Leafs are going to lose tonight. I still don't bet against them. I can't bring myself to bet against the Leafs.
Call me when you have that next field. I will bet against them.
And you know, something I disagree with. Tony says he forgets about yesterday. I don't forget. Some of these teams, when they're sneaking it up, I'll put them on that hell no list quick, and I won't bet on them at all.
Yeah, well,
It costs
listen,
you
Ski,
money.
you got to understand, Tony is one really old man. When he says he forgets, he actually forgets. Like,
What did you just say?
Tony thinks he's wearing a New York Yankees jersey right now. He has
I
to
am.
look down to remind himself
I
it's
am.
the Mets. But Tony, I love it. The colors are beautiful. They're WagerTalk colors. Congratulations.
Yeah. Hey, I never noticed that. Of course, I'm colorblind, but nice.
Oh,
I'll remember
shut
that.
up, Carm. Nobody
All right.
wants you even here. Go away, Carm. Just to let
Oh.
everybody know, we got a soccer show starting next week, Wednesday and Friday, with Carmine Bianco and Nick Borman. So make sure to check that out. Guys, if you've got any questions to either of these two awesome gentlemen, let me know. Ski, do you have any advice to people on how to win? I mean, are you still doing these idiot parlays? Can you isolate anything?
Yeah. I don't do parlays at all. I can't remember the last time I placed a parlay. Parlays long term is not how you really want to win money. You want to bet less games and more. If you could just bet one game a day and win one game every day, that's the way to make money. That's the way that, I mean, when I was on my big run last year, that's the way that I did it. I bet one game every single day, and it's much easier to maintain your bankroll that way.
Yeah, and Tony agrees too. Tony's not a high volume player. Right? Tony, do you want to add to that?
No, I agree 100%. If I'm going to parlay, it's going to be a true play. It's going to be a money line parlay, and it typically would be in baseball.
Ski, you do baseball as well. NBA and WNBA are your best sports. How are you in baseball and the footballs?
Baseball I picked up probably probably the one I picked up latest on, but I've been doing pretty well in baseball and NFL. I love football. I can't wait for that to come back. But as you said, I mean, I love basketball. Anything basketball, give it to me.
By the way, Lawrence and Ski, I'm in first place in my MLB fantasy league.
Yes, so is everybody else, genius.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Just like your kids think you're the best dad on the planet. How little they know.
Well,
Hey, Tony, I wonder if SDQL is on MLB for MLB.
No worshiping idols. No lie.
Ski, don't answer this question, but Navarus KC, by the way, thank you for joining us, brother. He asks, how much do you bet a game? And listen, guys, we're not going to answer that question. None of our guys are going to answer that question. I get that question a ton from my friends. How much, I'm sitting on the bench in my own personal hockey game, and every time I'm on the bench, I'm looking at the scores, and they're like, how could this be more important than the game that's going on? What did you bet on the game? And my response to them is, what do you make for a living? And they're like, well, that's none of your business. And my answer is, well, that's none of yours.
Hey, can I say something really quick, though, Press? You asked me kind of about advice for people. So when I said I stopped doing parlays, I just kind of separated my bankroll into units. And never mind. Go ahead, Press. I'm not gonna lie to you. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh my God! So ski.
Damn.
How much ganja already today, bro? That's all good, man. I love it. That's great.
Not enough.
I'm not gonna bullshit a lot.
How high are you right now?
You see my eyes, man.
Yeah, well said. Tony Kane asks, I haven't even read this question yet. Tony, what kind of effect do you think the 3-batter minimum will have in baseball? I'm a Brewer fan, and Council seems to play matchups like a madman.
Yeah, I believe it. You'll read all the time, you guys. Oh, it's not going to make that big of a difference. Here's what it's not going to do. It's going to make a difference, and it's not going to speed games up. One of the worst rule changes I've seen in years.
Ski, do you have anything to add to that, or are you still like laughing at your hystericalness?
Yeah, I'm just I was laughing at my own self, and I had the poor connection for a minute, but I do remember what I was gonna say.
Oh God.
Okay, go ahead, Ski. It's all yours.
Yeah.
So when I first started stopping parlays,
He's forgot again.
I said that I would separate my bankroll into units, and like I said, I didn't have a lot of money back then. And my friends, I was trying to convince them to do the same thing so they could start making more money, because I see them losing money on parlays, and they're in the same predicament. I said, dude, I'm just going to build my bankroll like this. I'm not going to lie to you. I started betting $10 a game, $10 to win $10 every single game. and eventually just built it up, built it up, built it up, and now I bet way more than that.
11 now.
Yeah, good for you. Hey, Tony, that's a 10% increase, brother. Don't
Hey,
mock my
11
boy
to win
Ski.
10. You got tired of those odd numbers. 11 to win 10.
Tony Exotic, behave. Tony, are you a 7-inning better?
I like that name.
Tony, are you a
My what?
7-inning better, a 5-inning better, or mostly the full game?
I'm not a big 5-inning better. If I'm going to be short of full games, it's in-game live.
Ski, baseball wise, you bet full games, 5s or 7s?
It doesn't matter to me. Either one, whichever one I see. If I see a advantage on a starting pitcher instead of the bullpen, then I'm going to go after the starting pitcher. So either one.
Ski, any hockey?
That's the one. I don't know what the hell is going on. I try to learn from you guys. I like the sport. I like watching.
You should try watching sober once.
Yeah. It's hard to follow that puck after that medical ingestion.
It's fun though. I like watching it for sure.
Fastest sport in the world. It's hard.
Like the one thing, like the one rule where they cross the line too early or something. I don't even know what that is, bro.
It's called offside.
I never get it.
The puck has to enter the other team's zone before any players. Carm would be able to explain that to you, but he's busy
making tomato sauce.
He's watching porn, which is basically any team out of Buffalo.
Oh? Okay.
Yeah. Carm considers Buffalo sports porn. It's really weird. Thomas, welcome, brother. Thank you for joining us. Thomas asks if there are any good online sports books to bet at, and for Canadians. Well, I'm the only Canadian on the show, and Thomas, I have a lot of different outs, but predominantly and I can speak on behalf of Andrew and Carmine as well. We tend to lean towards Bet365, and one of the things Bet365 offers that we consider to be simply incredible is the cash outs. Ski, do you have a book that allows you to cash out in the middle of a game?
I wish, bro. Bet365 is not available, or wasn't available for me. I don't know. It's not available here, right?
No,
not yet.
Yeah, I don't have one.
Yeah,
I wish.
So Tony and Ski, the way it works, it's phenomenal. Is they offer you a cash out. So if you're, say, on under 5 goals and it's 2-1 with 10 minutes to go in the third, you bet $100. Yep. They will allow you to cash out and take $70 and call it a day. And it works really, really well, especially in hockey, because one more goal and it's not under 5 anymore. And we've seen so many times. I mean, imagine having Atlanta in the Super Bowl, and especially Ski with basketball and these massive runs, So that cash out feature is incredible. And it's actually one of the only reasons that Carm and I do sneak a few parlays in every now and then, even though we're against parlay betting. When you do have that cash out feature, you actually don't need to win. If you're on a 3-team parlay, just win the first game and you're already getting a solid cash out.
If you want my loyalty here in Vegas and my buddies, that if anyone did that, Lawrence and Ski, not only that, much like you're able to surrender in blackjack, you can just surrender and get half your money. How about when you're losing a game badly? Does 365 give you an option to get off of that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. I love that. Love it.
Yeah. Oh no,
love
no. You'll have like over 6, and it'll be like 1-1 with 5 minutes to go, and $100 bet. They'll allow you to cash $9 out or something. But it's
how
still
about
money.
What if it's 5 and let's say you have an over 6 and it's 5, you got 5 total goals, you still have 10 minutes. Can you or let's say it's 6 and it's
Tony
a push.
doesn't believe anything. Tony's not going to believe.
I'm looking for the other side. When you're desperately beaten, how will they let you cash out?
Yes, they will, so long as you haven't lost. But Bet365,
right, that makes sense.
But Bet365 has another incredible feature, guys. I don't know how I've gotten into the Bet365 advertising. They don't even pay me.
Yeah.
But they have another feature where if a hockey team scores 3 goals in a row, you win your bet. And they do the same in football. If a football team scores 3 times in a row, you win your bet.
That's tight.
What, Ski?
I just said that's tight.
So Ski, in Canada, we use filters when we roll. You're a filter guy?
I am. I was trying to put one of our good friends out here on filters. He tends to forget, but I'm gonna remind him every time.
I know. I don't understand why anyone would want that shit in their mouth. You get it all in your mouth. It's brutal. Just go buy some business cards. Well, that's what we used to do. And then you rip the business cards and you roll them up and you stick them on in, and then you're good to go.
That's what I do when I run out of filters.
Yeah, no, I used to.
You can go get a pack of filters.
I used to tell people that give me their business cards. I'd be like, I'm going to be smoking out of your name later tonight. That
when I worked at Nordstrom, I did that.
Consider that a compliment. Carm just wrote that in NBA, if you're on a team and they are up by 17 points, you cash your bet. How do you like that, Ski?
Yeah. How do I get
in the NBA?
365.
What do you, Ski? Just email Carm. He'll set you up. Email Carm. Send him 500 bones. He'll do it for you. Notice I didn't say email me.
Got you.
Carm owes me anyway, so I'll call him.
Tony, you do a little bit of hockey, right?
Yes, no.
Yes, no. And that's
no, I do a little bit of hockey, and I do it very poorly, by the way, I think.
I don't know, dude. I think you've been winning in hockey. You just release only one play every month.
Yes, that's correct. I'm about 500 in hockey. That's pretty bad.
Ski, have you ever seen Tony's analysis? Guys out there listening, when you buy Tony's picks, you get literally 3 pages of analysis. Is that right, Tony?
I believe it.
Tony?
What? Are you talking to me?
Oh, God, Ski, have you ran over Tony's house already?
Mezcal's sinking in. No, did you ask me? I put in my opinion. Yes, I include my opinion in the picks.
Yeah, it's like a freaking book. Ski writes about 6 sentences, right?
But he's smarter than me. It takes me 5 sentences to get the point that most people can do in 1 sentence. That's my DNA. It's just who I am, what I do.
Guys, let me know if you've got any questions. Tony Carm wrote that he gave you a bottle of Canadian whiskey last time he visited you. Had it finished before you were back in the car.
Yeah, but it was just colored water. He owes me. A Canadian, that light whiskey, you know. I don't want to get a Canadian's pissed.
You could get Canadians pissed, dude. Carm does all the time.
I've seen you pissed. I prefer not to have it that way.
Ski, you don't know this, but I text Tony on Sundays when watching the NFL. Tony, tell everybody what goes down on NFL Sundays.
If you need to be entertained on Sundays, you're not a football fan, you will be entertained by Mr. Prezman simply by communicating with him. 3 minutes. There's 9 minutes left in the first quarter, and I receive a text. I lost the game. It's over. It's over. And then there'll be 3 minutes left in the game, and you'll get a text that will say, "Never in doubt." And in between those two is the most random, obscure, entertaining.
I should do it on Twitter, dude. I should just tweet it out, man.
Beautiful.
Johnny just says, I literally text on every single play. I am out of control, Ski. Would you like to be on my Sunday text list?
Sure. It sounds like it's a pretty good list to be on.
Carm just says 898 texts before the first quarter of the 1 p.m. games are over. Is that fairly accurate, Tony?
That's accurate. That number might be a little low.
Yeah. Okay, boys, real quick, and then we'll get back into betting. Tony, you binge watching anything?
I started the Ozarks, but the Ozarks. And I've liked it so much.
Deep into the Ozarks.
I am deep into. I'm married to one of those hillbillies. So yes, and that's a fairly accurate show.
She's married to one as well. Ski, you binge watching anything?
I've been watching Money Heist. Had another season. I watched that.
I start Money Heist tonight.
I watched an episode last night. I watched an episode last night and fell asleep to it. That gives you any idea of how entertained I was.
Well, no idea whatsoever, dude. You work literally 16 hours a day, and during COVID, you're at 15 and a half hours a day. I mean, you make work up, for Christ's sake. Ski, there are times during November and December where Tony sleeps at his desk, like literally just falls over at his desk.
November and December, listen, every other night, I don't sleep. Every other night. I don't.
Guys, he's not even joking. It is absolutely insane. Tony
likes the uppers.
Oh, he likes everything. There's not
Blondes,
a drug
brunettes,
that Tony doesn't
redheads.
like.
I like everything. Huh?
There's not a drug Tony doesn't like.
No. Please send just send. I'll give you my opinion on it.
Mid-major Matt really likes Money Ice. He thinks some of the women are hot. Matt, you want to see hot? Check out Lily Simmons and Banshee. Oh my God. Johnny, how about that Lily Simmons and Banshee? Whoo, Delhi.
I haven't seen that.
Tony, we need to know about the naked guy that ran behind your screen one time.
Oh yeah. I investigated that.
Yeah. So Ski, I had Tony on the baseball show last summer, and his backdrop fell over, and a naked guy ran from his wife's bedroom to the pool. It was like, what the hell is going on? So Tony, maybe you can tell us what actually happened.
Well, it's a daily occurrence. My wife's boyfriend, he during videos, that's when he comes by, and this time I didn't realize that was going on until the backdrop fell, and then not only did he get caught once on video, he got caught twice on video, and I threatened to send that to basically make a short little thing and send it to his wife, and he agreed. We have a mutual agreement now. He pays me to come over during videos. It's all good.
Okay, well, there you go, dude. Ski, if, after you I know the gunge makes everybody horny, just head over to Tony's house.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
I was convincing. Okay.
Oh, we all believe you, but in all seriousness,
thank you.
It was the pool guy, but that doesn't mean the pool guy isn't sleeping with your wife, Tony.
Listen, doesn't mean anything. I'm pretty easy to get. I'm pretty gullible is not really a word. You knew that, right?
Gullible?
Gullible,
Irony
not really a
of
word.
that joke, Tony.
I know. Is that an old joke?
Oh my God! No, it's not an old joke. You're just talking to a bloody genius.
Oh, well, I knew that.
And a man who hasn't smoked the gunge in a long time.
Really?
Yeah, dude. It's been like 10 years.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 10 minutes.
No.
It is a long time.
Literally 10 years.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
10 years.
Wow. How about, you're not smoking cigarettes anymore, are you?
So I haven't smoked the dope in about 10 years. So let's get into sports betting.
Okay.
We talked to everybody about power rankings. We're going to talk to you about this too, Tony. Ski, do you do power rankings? Do you do them for all sports? And can you help us with the process of what you do? Because they really seem to be the most important thing for handicapping.
Like I said, for my sports, I just look at how every team is doing week to week, or maybe every 2 weeks. I take a look at them. I'm not really looking at, I guess you can call it a power ranking, but I don't really rank them myself. I have a good memory. I keep it all in my mind, and I just constantly, every day, I have the same process. I write everything down on my paper in my black notebook. You'll see me with every single time you see me, and I just want to see how every team is doing recently. That's all I do.
So you don't do power rankings for your handicapping. I don't do power rankings for mine. I know Teddy does, Koken does, Leonard does, Ralph does. Tony, you do. Do you want to talk to us about that, please?
Really quickly, I'll tell you that I do updates on my power rankings, and not only do I do power rankings in general, overall, I have power rankings when one team plays another team, which I know that sounds kind of convoluted, and it is to a degree, but absolutely, the power rankings again play a large part, but matchups inside matchups are more important to me.
I love it.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead, Ski.
as far as power rankings go, isn't like power rankings the same as updating how teams are doing like every week or two?
Well, I can answer that really quick, Ski, and then Tony jump in. So, obviously, I study the stuff a lot, and basically, Ski, the way just really simplify power rankings to the core. If you rank every team, let's say in NFL, and you say, okay, the New England Patriots are, they get a ranking of 1, and then the next team's 2, the next team's 3, and so on and so forth. You don't need to go all the way down to 31, but you give a ranking to each team. If the New England Patriots are a 1, then you would minus 1 off of their score. If they're playing Baltimore, who is like a 6, say a +6 instead of a -1, then the line should be the +6 from Baltimore minus the 1 for New England. On a neutral field, it would be -7. If it's not, there's your bet. Tony, do you want to get into that a little?
No, that's a good explanation. Power rankings are not as important. Also, I'll say to me in NBA or MLB or NBA or college basketball as much as they are in college football. In college basketball, they matter. When you have 353 teams to follow, you mentioned, Ski, that it's all in your mind. Well, guess what? When you get to be 50 and 60, your memory's not going to be what it was. It may be if you quit smoking all that gons. How the hell you remember anything? You smoke all that, there you go.
And I agree with you on the college. It's like 50,000 teams in college, so you got
353 Division Ones.
353. Which
Correct.
one's the worst?
Santa Clara. Oh, I'm going to catch some crap about that.
Nobody cares, Tony, except
Okay.
Carm. Carm will probably email you a lot of stuff about Santa Clara. Thanks, Sean. Guys, A. Harrison writes, and guys, let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, we're going to end the show soon. These two bore me. Well, only one of them bores me. I'm just not going to say which. What is the best way to bet a 6-team parlay or a 6-team round robin? So I can answer that question without any of your help. The best way to bet a 6-team parlay would be with someone else's money. Tony?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. In fact, there's no good way
That's
to bet a
absurd.
6-team parlay. Yeah.
How many of those do you think you're going to win?
I'm gonna try to be the optimistic one here, and I'll say if you must do one, the one that I'll say to do, I'll say it'd have to be across multiple sports and probably multiple days.
That's a great point, Ski. The multiple days is really a great point. I agree. And to take that question seriously, multiple sports doesn't matter to me more than anything else, but I would for sure hook them up time-wise. And for instance, if you're going to bet a 6-team parlay on a college football Saturday, throw 2 12s, 2 330s, 1 7 and a 10, and then win the first 4 and hedge out with a double reverse on the 7 and 10. Tony?
Hedge. Well, I was going to say, I have what they call Degenerate Tuesday when I'm doing live in games where I'm not just I'm a whim player.
You watched your wife with the pool.
Yeah, but I played the last time I did a 7-team parlay, a 7-team, much like Ski just described. It was during March Madness of last year, and my 7th game was the next day, and I'd hit the first 6. And unfortunately, I didn't have enough money in the other accounts to hedge it at one of my other accounts. I hedged it on the same account that I had the 7-team parlay, and after I basically took half my money home without having to even watch the 7th game, they kicked me off of the site for hedging. Yeah.
Okay, well,
I'm not going to mention it, but I don't do much of those.
There's a million outs available to you, but in all seriousness, I'm going to give you guys a real great piece of advice when it comes to sports betting for fun. There's, and Johnny writes he disagrees. You should have some side money for fun, and I agree with that, Johnny. If you have, $1,000 in your bankroll, $900 take seriously, bet straight bets, 3, 4, 5% of your bankroll on each play, and sure, put 100 on set aside for a bunch of parlays. But
Degenerate Tuesday.
Degenerate Tuesdays, as Tony would say. But here is how I would do it, guys. What I would do is take $20 every single Monday and roll it all the way through to Sunday. And if you lose, wait again till the following Monday. So you take $20, you bet it on Monday, it's 40. You bet it on Tuesday, it's 80. You bet it on Wednesday, it's 160. You bet it on Thursday, it's 320. You bet it on Friday. Ski, are you following this math, or are you just thinking about your gun? 640, 1280, help. 25,000 and 2,500, give or take. So there you go.
Wrong.
$20 can turn into 2,500, give or take, if you roll it for 7 straight days and you win every one of those 7 days. And you can do that. And then if you lose midway through, just wait till Monday and start again. And that's sort of, one of the things that I would do for fun every now and again. The other suggestion to all of you guys is, if your books have it, and some do and some don't, instead of doing parlays, do if bets. It's exactly the same bet, but now you're getting true odds. So to give you an example, if you take a 3-team parlay, you're getting paid 6 to 1. $100 makes 600. If you bet it as an if bet, if A wins, roll it into B. If B wins, roll it into C. Now you're making $800 on a $100 bet, which is true odds, a much more effective way of making parlays. So that's my suggestion to anybody out there who does want to do those parlays. Ski, you have anything to add to that?
No, enough about parlays. I don't even play them.
Yeah. Tony?
I agree with you 100%. If bets are terrific, especially especially if you can't, if one of your plays isn't a hedge play, if bet's great, and you're right, you get true odds. The way to go.
Okay, guys, we're going to start winding the show down. If anybody has any questions, let us know. Johnny just wrote, for everybody being high, all this math is impressive. Johnny, I am stone cold sober.
Not me.
Yeah. Okay. So just to let you know. So I have no excuse for my pathetic behavior on the show. I couldn't even get the damn sound right to start. Thanks, Superman. Hey, Missy, Johnny, we got to take care of Superman. He is our MVP over at WagerTalk TV, period, end of story. The man is, as far as I'm concerned, a full-time employee that doesn't get paid. We got to do something for this guy. He's just unbelievable. And Ski and Tony, you probably don't notice this, but he watches your NBA show every day, and he summarizes it on YouTube every day. He does that with every single show we do. It's unbelievable stuff.
I'll make a suggestion.
Your wife?
Oh, well, that's a given, but something that he might be interested in. So, and that would be maybe, if with your approval, with JD's approval, who's listening, give him $50 of Finn wager bucks.
Screw that, dude. How about your NFL season for free so he can make some big bucks?
Free?
And Ski's NBA season for free.
We need to edit the show fast. Free?
Yeah,
okay, well, I tell you what, I'll put you in charge. You're in charge. Whatever you want to do.
You didn't put me in charge, Tony.
I just did.
I put myself in charge.
Oh, okay.
Until Johnny speaks, and there he is. Settle down, Prez. Namaste. Prez no longer in charge.
Johnny is the smart one.
Yeah, I'm like giving away free stuff, and Johnny's pointing out I'm the Jew on the panel. Yeah, Johnny, I seem to be on the Jew on every panel. We need mid-major Matt. I need me some more Jews, damn it.
Matt is Matt's a Hebrew?
Well, we don't like to call them Hebrews.
Okay. I don't know. What do I know?
Hey, Prez, do you know what a sawbuck is?
No. Regale us.
I was just curious if anybody knew besides Tony.
Huh?
No, I got nothing. Okay, boys. Ski, what do you have? We're going to end the show. What do you got for us? Anything you want to say before we leave? And, dude, I got to thank you so much. I mean, you had no notice. You didn't know what we were going to talk about. I just feel like you and Tony have incredible chemistry together. I wanted the two of you on the show together. So thank you for taking time out of your day. I know you're usually 15 joints in. Now you probably have lost out on one. You'll only get 14 in today. My apologies, but I can't thank you enough for coming on. You wanna say anything before we leave?
No, just thanks for having me. Great to be back on, and I can't wait to be doing the NBA show with you again.
You can go. Listen. You can say it. Tony is the best. Go ahead, say it.
Tony's welcome to come enjoy some of the good stuff I have over here. I'll say that.
Yeah, there you go, Tony. Head over to Ski's.
Thank you. What?
Head over to Ski's house. Sit down with him.
I'll bring one of those medical dudes. I used to take my Russian grandfather. You take him anything that said Kentucky, you were his friend for life. I bring that over to Ski's house. And no matter what I do, I'm okay.
Okay, Tony, you want to say anything before we go? That's good enough.
Thanks for having me on the show. I love you all.
Guys, Tony Finn talks more than anyone else and has nothing to say. Thank you all. I don't know what the show was about exactly, but it was a fun hour nevertheless. I can't thank you guys enough for logging on. And guys, we got a new video schedule coming up next week. I'm going to tell you about it quick, and then I'm going to run. Tomorrow, though, check out Gianni, Minty, and Kelly for Straight from the Strip. Thursday, Betting 101 with Teddy and Minty. Friday is the Pony Pundits. And next week, we start 5 new shows. We will be going live 1 p.m. Eastern next week. Stop doing that, Tony. We're going to go live 1 p.m. Eastern next week. Monday, 1 p.m., Teddy and Drew. Tuesday, 1 p.m., our college football show with Rob Vino, Ralph Michaels, and Drew. Wednesday and Friday at 1 p.m., I got to put up with Carmine and his crap to do the soccer show, which I'm excited about because I love soccer. And on Thursdays, we're going to do a wild card show, so it'll change up every week. Maybe we'll have Ski. I'll tell you one thing, bro. I haven't rolled or smoked a joint in 10 years. Next couple of Thursdays from now, I'll challenge you to a rolling competition, and I will kick your ass. I put me at minus 800.
Well, how about the smoking contest?
What's
how about this? How about the boxcar contest?
I don't know what you're talking about. Ski, you think you could take me on in a rolling contest?
I'm sure. I'm 1,000% sure.
With one hand tied behind his back.
Not a chance. I saw 64 Grateful Dead shows. I'm the president.
Can I be on a video show? Can I be on one of those videos sometime next week? I got a lot of time. I got a lot to say.
Yes. Prez is from the Cheech and Chong era. Well said. And I didn't have to pick out the seeds. I'm Canadian, bro. Ski minus 450. Oh, Carm, you don't know what you're... Ski, I would... like Marco is my bitch in poker, you would be my bitch in rolling, bro.
I don't know, man. We'll have to see.
Okay, boys. Love you all. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining us on Meet the Experts. Real strange show today, but hey, we had the Tiger King of sports handicapping on with us, Tony Finn.
Will you invite me back to a show sometime soon?
No, you're next on when the baseball season starts.
Wow, next year.
That's okay, guys. Make sure to click the bell. You gotta click the bell if you want to know when we're going to be doing these live shows. You'll get notified. Everybody enjoy your day. Stay safe. 6 feet apart. No beaches. No parties. What the hell is that? A Pez machine with a...
That's a Colorado Buffalo.
Oh, I just want to end this show. Love you all. Take care. Prez out.